You are now tuned in to Two Studs in a Pod, a podcast giving you a candid glimpse into the world of super terrific Uber dice, but you can call us studs. I'm Blaze.
I'm Meech.
Learning the word gay is what we're getting into this week, so let's get into it. Homie, drop the beat. This is Two Studs in a Pod, which is a couple of studs keeping it real, raw, and off the cuff, and we'd like to welcome you to our show. Even though we were born this way, for many of us, the word gay wasn't something we heard every day. So this week, we're exploring learning the word gay, and when we realize those awkward feelings were here to stay. Before we get into it, Meech, what's good, homie?
What's going on, man? This week has been eventful, I guess would be the right word to use. I had a couple interviews this week. Two of them seem pretty promising. Not sure which one I'm gonna end up going with if I do get offers, but it's something to think about. Always the fear of the unknown comes creeping back up. Because I'm kind of comfortable in my job now and I know what to expect. I just don't know what to expect from these other companies.
Right.
So that's been heavy on the mind. Other than that, I contacted a property management company, so that experience was interesting. I don't think they were expecting me to have like 25 questions for them, but I did my due diligence, just trying to make sure, they can answer all my questions and I know what to expect from them. Making sure that my investments are right, trying to figure out what to do next. And I think that's about it. Oh, and then we actually ventured out. So me and wifey went to the gym over the weekend.
Man, you went out.
Yeah, we went out. So we were concerned, but things are starting to gradually, it's been open for a minute here in New York, but we were like, let's test it out and see. The membership started coming out again, so we went early in the morning, and they had like 6 machines were in between, the machines you could actually use, so it was pretty spaced out. Everybody was wiping down way more than I've ever seen them wipe down shit in the gym, but the treadmills were pretty spaced out, so I felt comfortable on that. The only thing was trying to run with my mask. I thought I almost died a couple times.
Do you have like the athletic mask?
No, I just have a regular mask. It has like the filtered things on it, but I didn't have like those ones that people use for training. Yeah. So I'm like heaving, trying to run and sucking in the mask, about to die.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I trust.
But there was only, I think, maybe like 10 people in the whole gym, so it felt like it was pretty safe. But I'm not sure like what it's gonna be like during peak time. So yeah, we'll see. But what you been up to?
I finally got those damn papers finished.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I have like a little one strip. It's like a little walkway that I decided to put in. But the main part of it, the main issue of that job is over. Talk about slanging, okay? I've been slanging these. They're like 40-pound each papers around the yard. Man. Yes.
Who needs a gym, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, I haven't worked out in a minute, but it doesn't feel like I need to with all that. All that had to go on and go into that. Other than that, just been working. Trying to teach my dog. I'm currently teaching my dog how to high five. So that's my new thing, because we're still watching basketball. Go Heat.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're learning how to high five, and just she helps me in the backyard when she can. So on to the next project, and after that, you know what I'm saying. But it sounds like it's been a pretty interesting week. Well, now let's get into Green Peas, where we get into a few of the books, shows, podcasts, trends, or whatever else new and exciting we've discovered or gotten into to help keep us amused and entertained. What you got going on this week, Meech?
This week I've been listening to way more podcasts, just because I've been so busy and doing other things. It's always easier to just kind of listen to them. The Bigger Pockets podcast. That's like a real estate podcast and website. So, since I'm into the real estate thing, I was just trying to get some more information, see what other people are doing,
Mhm.
the different ways to invest. So that one is really informative, and they have a lot of good information. Of course, the Queer Money one, just
Mhm.
because I'm in that finance mindset right now. And Quick Brain,
Mhm.
it's a podcast by, I think I mentioned that I read his book Limitless, Jim Quick, a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, actually, maybe last season I mentioned it. But I like listening to his podcast because he always has different tips and tricks of ways to learn and learn better and remember things. So that's what I've been up to as far as podcasts. As far as reading, I'm only reading one book right now, Tools of the Titan.
Mhm.
It's by Tim Ferriss.
Yeah, the 4 hour work
He
week.
wrote the 4 Hour Work
Yeah.
Week.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just, trying to stay motivated. You know me, I'm always trying to stay motivated and listen to things that are aligning with what I'm trying to do. So what you been up to? What you been watching? I need some new shows.
Yeah. I definitely been on my viewership. Okay. Yeah, after slinging them papers out there, I just come in and crash. But I've been catching up on my LGBT web series. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I've been watching a few of them. Tainted Smiles is one. That's pretty good. It has some like serious, dramatic elements, but comedy too. So
Okay.
yeah, that's a good one. I enjoy that one. Gifted is another one that I started watching. That was pretty good. And then Queerious, that was one that I was watching before the pandemic, and I think the pandemic kind of halted their momentum, but they came out with
Mm-hmm.
their season finale, so I was able to
Oh,
watch that.
okay.
Um, a while ago, uh, wifey and I sat down and watched the Sam J special, which I forgot to mention.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was like after every show, I was like, "Damn, I forgot to I forgot to mention this." But 3 in the morning is called. It's pretty good. She's a writer for SNL, and she was
Okay.
just recently on Bad Queers podcast, which is another podcast that I like to listen to. Yeah, she's pretty funny. I also started watching One Mississippi by Tig Navarro. She's it's on Amazon Prime. She's another comedian that has had her own specials on Netflix, and
Okay.
yeah, she's not a stud. She's probably a butch, but she's family. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah,
Gotta support
yeah,
family.
exactly. So I mean, it was pretty interesting that I needed a series to, you know, distract me and be entertaining at the same time. So that one it worked.
Right.
Um, apparently, I've been really into comedy lately. Because Gina Yashir, she's a British comedian. Who
Okay.
has a book coming out in 2021. So that's for you. Uh,
Yeah, I'm gonna add that to the list.
yeah, she's been active, speaking up about Black Lives Matter and civil rights issues and things like that. And she has a couple of specials on Netflix herself. They're probably like a little older. I think the
Okay.
latest one that she had was in 2013, but I think you could watch it and just make it like a cute little date night. You know what I'm saying? Turn it into the improv since it's since we're in COVID.
Right. Since we can't go to the
Yes, and then
yeah.
you just got to make sure wifey get that 2 drink minimal.
Bro.
Yes. And speaking of across the pond, I've been watching The Crown, which is not gay, but it's very good. Especially if you're like a history buff kind of person and into,
Mhm.
I guess, that kind of history. Um, about the Queen of England and,
Mhm.
Prince Charles and all that. All that stuff happened when I was a kid. So to see it happening and like some of the, obviously it's not all of the behind the scenes because it's a TV show still, but seeing more or less what happened makes more sense of what I remember seeing when I was a kid. Um,
Okay.
and last but definitely not least, I want to give a big shout out to Punky Johnson, who was just recently added as the first Black lesbian cast member on SNL. Yes, and
Nice.
she's definitely masculine presenting. So, we out here making
One time
major
for all.
moves. That's right. All right. So let's get into what we got cooking this week in stewed peas. If you're of a certain age range, growing up and hearing the word gay was not new, since for many of us, our first experience with the word might have been as a derogatory statement, implying that gay was weak or weird. We know now that this is far from the truth. Gay is persistent, gay is resilient, and gay is strong. Um, Mish, do you remember the first time you ever heard the word gay or even found out what gay meant?
I don't remember the first time I heard it in particular. I may have heard it before, but I remember asking my mom, or the conversation coming up with my mom, and she just was like, "Gay is happy," and then and for some reason, like gay and faggot, excuse me, had came up in the conversation, and she was like, "Oh yeah, faggot. That's what they call a cigarette,
What?
like
Oh, that's true. That's...
overseas." Yeah, so like I was like, oh, okay. So I'll be like, I remember me and my sister used to walk around, be like, "Hi, I'm gay. Can I have a faggot?"
No, no.
Yo, we were little. We were mad little.
Oh, hell no.
But my mom is notorious for like flipping,
The true
trying to
meaning.
flip something into something
Yeah.
positive. Yeah. But I mean, like, as I got older, it was just a term that was used to kind of just, say something was whack or something was corny or it wasn't hip. So, it was like, that's gay or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, that I remember that, like, growing up in school, like, people would just be like, "Oh, that's gay. That's gay." Like, it was something bad,
Yeah, like that's what I
I don't
remember
know.
is
Yeah.
growing up in school and people saying, "Oh, that's gay," like on some gay shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's gay, and that used to be like some kind of derogatory thing. Or I don't even know if I had ever
Mhm.
really heard faggot. I don't remember hearing faggot until I was like older. You know what I'm saying? But definitely not as a kid. Definitely in elementary school, they were saying gay. That was that was definitely happening, and it was definitely derogatory. You know what I'm saying? So uh, it was I don't know, interesting. Like, and I don't know if I felt a way about the word or not. Like, it just, it just was a word. Like, it just was a word. Like punk or you know,
Yeah.
a word that maybe you didn't say around your parents, but when you were in school.
Right.
And like, did you feel a way about the word?
Initially, I don't think I associated it with anything but it just being a term to describe something that was corny until I started like realizing like shit, maybe I might be gay, so I don't
Yeah.
think I should be using this term like that.
I mean, for me, I learned the meaning of the word gay from my mom one afternoon while we were like on a bike ride because we were camping and
Oh,
having a conversation like about a couple of her friends that were there with us. And, or they were, yeah, I think they were like already there. I don't know, but we're setting up our tents and stuff. And I remember saying to them because it's two dudes, right? So it's two dudes, and then it was my mom and my sister and I, and we on this like little camping trip, whatever. My mom fell in love with camping when we were kids. The next thing you know, that's what we're doing. So we're there, we're camping, and I said to them because I don't think that they had ever camped before. I was like, "Now this is little kid me, okay, innocent me."
right.
I was like, "Yeah, camping is fun. It's just like a sleepover or something like that, right? Except you got to sleep in the same bed or something." I said something along those lines, and homeboy was like, "Yeah, well, we do that all the time anyway."
Uh,
So I was like, "Wait, what?" Like I had no idea what the hell gay was. So now here we are out on this bike ride, and my mom is explaining what gay is, and I just remember thinking like, what the fuck is that? Like, what is gay? I don't understand.
yeah.
Am I gay now? But because I had already liked girls, I just thought I was a weird kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just thought I was
Hmm.
some weirdo or something like that. But yeah, so that was, I was like, that's weird. And then I asked her if these two, my two aunts were gay. Listen to what I just said now, my two aunts.
Uh-huh.
And my mom was like, no, they're not. Now it turns out that was a yes because they married now. I'm like, hold on.
The whole time.
Yes, yes. So that was me learning the word gay right there. And then I was like, maybe I think that's what I am. I mean, and then I don't even know if I knew lesbian at that point in time. Like
Yeah,
everything
I
was
don't
just
think
gay.
so. Gay,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I heard that way more than I heard.
Like when do you remember learning what gay actually meant and not meaning happy? Well, it does mean happy, but you know.
I don't remember. I really don't. I think it. I don't remember what age, but I remember when I kind of recognized that I might be gay,
Mhm.
and that was like in my teenage years.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
no,
always, I didn't, I always thought of gay like two guys. You know what I mean? Like I never really
thought of two
thought
girls
two
as
women.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
right.
two girls. Like, oh, that has a name.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. That shit was just it just was what it was. You know what I'm saying with two girls, but I definitely realized that those feelings were here to stay and weren't just like a phase. You know what I'm saying? Do you remember when you realized like you were like I don't think this is going away. I think I'm trying to get pussy forever.
I definitely would say I was older because I still kind of 'cause, growing up Caribbean heterosexual household, not really knowing any gay people or out people, I just thought I had to kind of make it work with a dude. So that's why like in my early years I was still thinking that was the way, but I think after maybe like 19ish, I was like, yeah, this is not for me. It's not gonna work. Like, I don't like it. I don't want it. Um, so that's kind of when I really felt like, yeah, I'm gay. I just waited a little while to come out.
Yeah, I don't think I could wait. It was like written all,
I
but
mean, all the signs were there. I don't think anybody was really surprised. Like, I was always into sports. I was always into cars. You know what I mean? Like, not that. Yeah, that is. Those are the signs.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I always wanted to do the masculine stuff. So.
yeah. I don't know. I think it still took some getting used to because growing up you're kind of exposed to what should be, which is supposed to be some kind of boy girl combination.
Hmm.
And so when you just don't feel that vibe, you know, I mean, I tried. It just wasn't. It just it just wasn't for me. And that was even after I learned what gay was. I didn't really put two and two together. And after that happened, then I did the do, and it was a confirmed
Yeah. I
situation.
think, yeah, just being around people who were comfortable in their skin is what helped me kind of confirm it. Like, there's other people. Like, I didn't discover that until I was older. So that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
I didn't really, understand, um, like, like, I guess
That you
gay,
were real.
what,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
real,
yeah.
like, this is real. Like, this isn't gonna go away. This isn't a phase. Like, it's okay. It's okay to be gay. You know what I mean? So that happened when I was older though. I mean, surprisingly, because I grew up in New York, but I wasn't really running the streets and stuff like that until my college age, my college years, being around Manhattan, being downtown and seeing, you see everything once you hit the streets in Manhattan, streets in New York City. So I felt like I was home.
Mm. Yeah, I looked to gay groups, like youth groups,
Mm.
things like that. I was lucky enough to be at a high school that knew what gay was and understood that gay was real, and we had a gay straight alliance. And
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, and I joined a youth group called Project Yes, where I would speak for like myself would speak for gay youth at
Oh,
panels
okay.
on panels and shit like that, like tell my story of coming out. which stay tuned because October is National Coming Out Month, so you already know how it's about to go down.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I found that I found that other gay people early. You know what I'm saying? I had to seek them out.
Mhm.
And I had to be more open to just going places, even on the bus and the metro rail, to get all the way to Coconut
Oh,
Grove
right.
to like hang out with other gay people. But I sought that out, and it helped get me through a lot of high school, mostly, most awkward time in life. So
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, it was definitely interesting after learning the word gay and then lesbian and then learning that's what I was. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's what I am. And that it's okay.
It's okay to be gay.
Oh. Now let's get into Wild Peas, or the part of our show where we share and answer some of the most wild questions we've seen on the internet. This week's question is: what's the first thing you do if your significant other spent the night out and returned home with no explanation?
um,
That
I
sounds
think
like
about
some
that.
kind of that sounds like some kind of setup for like serial killer type shit.
Yeah, go crazy. Watching the ID channel with wifey, I picked up some things. Um, no, I think there would have to be an explanation. I'm not settling for that. Or if you feel like you don't owe me an explanation, then I feel like I don't owe you an explanation when I pack my shit and I leave.
No.
I'm very extreme, so either you're gonna tell me something or you're gonna see the back of my head when I'm walking out.
Yeah, that's definitely not not gonna work, right? Like there's just on so many levels. It's not even about thinking about what you did, just on a respect level. Like where's the
Right.
respect for me and our relationship if you're just gonna do that? Like I know anytime that I ever did that in my life, I definitely had already lost respect for for my relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now that I think about it, I remember this one time, like me and Nikki had got into it. I was like, man, fuck this. I think I came and was chilling with you the whole time. And
Probably.
so, but I left like right after work, and I never stopped home. I just went straight to your house, and we were chilling, and yeah. And then by the time I got back to the crib, she was already asleep, so she never heard me come in. And we had two bedrooms, two bathrooms.
Hmm.
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So I took a shower in the other bathroom, and because I had brought clothes with me, I must have thought I was going to stay at your house, but then in the end, I
Yeah,
was
is that
like,
when you came
I'm
with the
not gonna.
suitcase?
I was like, I can't do it. Nigga gonna kill me.
I was like, you
Yes,
gotta go home. You gotta
yes,
go
I've got to go home. Like this is not going. This is not gonna go down like this. So I went, yeah, and I took a shower and I went to sleep. So the next morning, I'm there and I'm working because it was the day I was supposed to work from home. I'm there and I'm working, and she comes in and she was like, "You could go back to wherever you were last night." And I looked at her and I was
Yes.
like, "Well, I was right here last night, so I guess
So
I'll
I can
just stay
stay.
right here." Yes. Oh my god, that shit was so
Oh
funny to me.
man. Yeah. Like that's just I think it's disrespectful to not go home. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right,
Regardless if you like you was just chilling at my house, but
right,
at the end of the day, you still had some respect for that relationship, so you went home.
right.
That's something.
Yes, I used to remember this thing like used to be this thing in my head like don't let the sun beat you home. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yo, one time I did that when I was with the crazy ex.
oh Lord.
But I was at my coworker's house. Like I don't know, we had got into it, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just go chill." All my coworkers were over there. It was like the party house. Everybody was just chilling, and one of my coworkers, we were just talking, and before I knew it, it was like 5 in the morning.
Mm.
And I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna die. She's already mad at me. So I stroll in the house and she's getting dressed to go to the gym, and I was like, fuck. And then
Mm.
all I did was I just took off my clothes and got into bed and pretended that I was asleep. So I was like, I don't want to deal with this. She didn't say anything to me though. I don't think. Who knows? That could have been when she was chasing me with the broomstick, for all I remember. I told you I blocked most of that out.
Or why she was chasing you with the broomstick.
Exactly. But it was real. For real, it was innocent. Like I didn't mean to be out that late. I was just hanging with the homies.
I mean, I can
I did come
understand
home
that.
though.
That's happened.
Yeah.
That happened to me before. You know what I'm saying? Like I was out, and if we were just chilling, like we weren't even doing anything after the club. Went to the
Right.
after hour spot because they were like the promoters for the club that I was hanging out with. You know what I'm saying? So they stayed to the very end. So we were chilling. Then we went to after hour spot, was chilling there, and then they were like, "Yo, we're gonna go back to the crib and smoke and chill and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
play some spades." I was like, "Yo, let's do this." So the next thing you know, I'm looking at the time and I'm like, I have got to go home. So yeah, it's
It happens, but I mean to spend the whole night out, like I don't know. Nowadays we got cell phones, so it's a little text or something could go a long way.
yeah, for real. Yeah. I mean, you gotta earn trust, you know what I'm saying, at the same time. Because it's not just it's not just something that's given to you. But I pity the fool that let the sun beat them home or don't that don't that don't have any kind of good explanation as to why. It's gonna have to be some next level uh hangover type shit. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, definitely. On that note, we're going to end the show here. Don't forget to follow Two Studs in a Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Catch a glimpse behind the scenes. And go follow Meech on IG at the Homie Meech and on Twitter at Homie Meech. And myself at its.me.blaze on IG and it's me blaze2 on Twitter. If email is more your thing, you can shoot us an email at twostudsinapod@gmail.com. That's TWO studsinapod@gmail.com. Two Studs in a Pod is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, Stitcher, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and of course, tune in. Gratitude is always the attitude. So we want to say thank you for lending us your ear.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in.
Aloha.